Okay, so today I'm going to work on some stuff and we're going to talk about some stuff. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to work on yet, but I got a big list here. See the big list? So there's always something. So even if I don't have any time, I'm just going to pick the smallest thing and we'll figure something out. But I want to show you guys what I just did. I just did a boost leak check on the Ranger. The triple turbo boost leak Ranger, and I want to talk about that a little bit. So let's go outside. All right, so a lot of you guys are going to kill me for this, but it's been sitting outside in the elements under a tarp for several weeks because we've been focusing on the Mustang. So what I did today was I took some PVC caps and I put them over each of the turbos. I do have a bung welded in on the bottom side, that bung right there, for a vacuum line. So what I did was I took my air compressor and I just ran a vacuum line from my air compressor right to that with the caps on to check for boost leaks. And then I ran the thing to like probably 4 psi and checked for leaks. And first thing that happened was this wasn't tight enough and it popped off and sounded like a gunshot and scared the bananas out of me. So I put it back on a little bit tighter and started checking for leaks, and I could hear stuff immediately. So the first one that I found, so first one right there, you can see it, there's like a spot that's in between the two welds that just has a big gap in the pipe. So that was the first one. That's probably the biggest one, maybe second biggest one. So next one was actually up at that coupler right there. That one probably just needs to be tightened, but there's like a little spot in the coupler. It's really weird. It like bubbles out and it's leaking from that coupler. The third one I found was actually this vacuum line here. You can see under the zip tie, look at the crack right there. So this one's leaking. A pretty significant leak from this too, actually, from that crack. And the other one I found was actually from this line here. This is my vacuum line that goes to the boost gauge in the truck. It's just, I have it covered with a 3/8 fuel line to protect it. So that one, it did actually come out and it went to a T, and I had one going to the boost gauge and then one went to the blow-off valve, because I used to have a blow-off valve on the setup earlier. But now I'm not running a blow-off valve, so I think what my thought process was I was going to keep that line and reuse it for the wastegate when I added one, but I haven't added one yet. So that was just an open line. So four boost leaks. So hopefully things will be better when we fix that. So a lot of you guys are probably going to be a little upset with the condition of it. This is because the housings are all rusty and stuff, but I do have turbo blankets for all of them, so the rust will be covered up. The stainless steel looks fine. I'm just gonna drive the truck outside all the time anyway, so I might put like a tonneau cover over it, whatever. I'm not worried about it. If I'm not worried about it, you shouldn't be worried about it. So what was happening with the truck, I would drive it, it would make boost inconsistently. So I took it out a couple times and made some good videos of it, and one time I saw it spike to 10, but then it dropped to like 4. Another time I took it out, it would go to 6 pounds. Then it would drop to 4, and then another time I took it out, it wouldn't make anything above 3. And I'm like, well, is the setup just really that crappy or what? But then I started thinking boost leak after I had the boost leak on this one. So I remember when I had the boost leak on this, it made 6 pounds consistently, like pretty close, 4, 5, 6 pounds in that range. So, and I had a coupler that was like off, and I could hear it whistling, and this one was like I knew major boost leaks. So that's kind of where I started looking for boost leaks on that, because I'm like, it comes up to like that 4 to 6 range pretty consistently, but it's not like flatlined. It's kind of all over the place. So I thought maybe there's a boost leak, and hopefully that's what it is, and we can get the thing ripping again. That's the plan. So as far as this bad mamma jamma, what do we want to do today? Steering boots, catch can line, steering bolt. That one will, oh, I gotta get a new one. So maybe we'll do that one. I can cross off, right? Got that one done. We talked about that the other day. So I'm thinking maybe steering boots and catch can line. I don't know. So I will add like what I'm manipulating myself here with this list and my thought process. So what the things that I really want to do right now is get the door handle fixed and get the intercooler piping done. But when that happens, I'm going to go drive it. And I might waste extra time just going and driving it and dicking around, which is probably what you guys want to see and stuff. But I know in my head, if I finish things to make it drivable, I'll be like, driving it all the time instead of working on it. So I want to finish up the quick little things that I've been putting off, like steering boots. Those have been bad the whole time. The steering bolt was too short the whole time. The catch can line, I need to add another catch can line. So if I finish intercooler piping and I put a door handle back on, I can just open the door and go hammer the thing because everything works. So I'm kind of keeping it in a situation where it's not going to make any boost and it's not going to work properly until I get all the other stuff done that I want to get done. That might sound a little bit goofy, but if you're like me, a lot of you guys probably are, I would just want to get stuff like in, running, functioning, driving, making boost. And then you end up putting off a lot of stuff. Like, I'll get to it later. I'll leave this wiring looking like crap and just hanging out all over. I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later, and then you just never really get to it. And then you start having issues. So why I'm doing that is I want to, especially because I'm happy with the time that the car ran at the track last time. I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied that's going to hold me over for a little bit. And while I'm excited, I still want to use that motivation to get a lot of the other stuff done that I wouldn't have done before. Like if I was just unsatisfied with the time and chasing times, I wouldn't be working on other stuff because I'd be focusing on trying to go faster instead of trying to like get the headlights working. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to leave this stuff not capable of running while I'm still excited and get it going. And then next time I go to the track, all that stuff is going to be done, and all I can focus on at that time is making the car go faster, because I'm not going to change anything, right? You don't have anything to add, you don't have anything to change. You feel me? Alrighty, boys, so we got the wire all loomed up, so you can't even really honestly tell. So what I did was I loomed the harnesses for blinker and headlights, and I tucked it underneath this tube front here, so you can't even really see it. That is the fan loom, and then you can kind of see it if you sneak it back there. So I got the other blinker, headlight, tucked it all back up under here, snuck it under there, under the fender, and then through firewall. I also put the new handle back on, so that's working. No more broken handle, boy. And then I ran out of loom, so I got a little bit more to do yet, but I did the one coming all the way up to the front, so all the way on this side. It's all the way up here for the blinkers and the line lock, and I do have to add a little bit more there. But then we have this loom section coming back. It goes under and through this factory shielding piece thingy there, and then back through, up and around over here to the back. Lastly, it comes out there. I ran out here, so I got a little bit to finish there and then go this way, so I got to get in like another probably 10 feet. But other than that, everything is pretty much done and loomed up, so pretty excited about that. This is kind of cool. Got a handle working now. This is a metal handle, if you guys can hear that. So I think the other side has like a plastic handle, so I'm going to change the one on the passenger side too, even though it's not broken. But this is the condition, so it's already like really loose and kind of messed up. Wobbles, pretty sure it's plastic. I can pull it, this doesn't work. I feel like I'm gonna break it, doesn't open it. But if I push it in with my thumb and then twist it, then it opens the door. So that's already a problem. So I'm just gonna go ahead and change that one right away too. And we're kind of knocking some stuff off the list. So there's a little walk around shot. And headlights, taillights, blinkers, line lock. We got like half the list already covered. So steering boot, that'll be quick. Bolt, that's really quick. Zeus clips for the hood. That's just basically putting the clip back in right here. So you can see that this one, where it was painted around, I just got to drill another hole and put the clip back in, so that shouldn't be too bad. The alignment will probably be the worst part. And then I'll move to probably radiator overflow, and then intake. I might change the intake. Guys, tell me what you think about that. So I have the LS1 intake on it. That's like probably one of the crappiest factory GM intakes. But I do have a bread box. So a subscriber sent me this intake a while back, and it's like Trailblazer SS intake. So I'd have to get a different 4-bolt, probably a big boy throttle body, but this is like a really good intake. It'll probably make another 40 or more horsepower. So I might put that on, even though it won't look as cute. But then in intercooler piping, re-weld, fit it all up, boom. Should probably do this first before I re-weld the piping though, hey? Let me know what you think, boys.